prop for their first drone, the 2-gallon drone, and then now we're here. Well, actually, they're a little bit bigger than that one. So that's what we started with, and it had eight arms. It was like a little spider.
Oh.
Our friends at Cirrus, they actually reached out to us and wanted to test their equipment, since we cover a lot of acres and we do quite a bit in the industry, with some other newly American-made companies too. But long story short, this is a step forward for a U.S.-made drone equipment. So it's a U.S.-made company. They're phasing into it, so some of the parts are still foreign because they're not made here yet. So, but there's a transition, there's a plan to have that done. So this is kind of, that's why I brought this one up, because, well, one, it's the biggest one now, and it's more
It's a
of
big
you got
dude,
the
I can say
U.S.
that.
Technically always supposed to be able to see the drone. So, and then yeah, and then this also, because we're not blessed with always perfect fields, so sometimes you get into a situation where you can't land on the ground. So this provides an avenue of that. Yeah.
I know you might have to come back and spray that for me. I wouldn't mind it.
We'll come up and spray it for you. Because like when you're doing this all day, it's like a pit stop. So we've got it down to about a minute, 10 seconds, or just under a minute, that every time the drone's down, you're refilling and changing batteries. And it's kind of like a NASCAR thing, you know. So like on this truck, for example, then we keep our fresh water in those totes, and then it's all plumbed in to those cone tanks, and then that's where we mix our product in there, whether it be fungicide or fertilizer or what have you. So, but all of that down to the pump size and the hose size, it has to be super fast, because you're refilling, maybe 100 times a day type of thing. So those are just as important.
Are those two supposed to be red?
Yeah. So if you notice, the other ones are green. If you look up in the sky at airplanes, it's kind of the same light pattern, or like lights on a boat. It tells you, gives you the sense of direction. And then obviously, like, they'll flash and stuff when you're getting ready to move. And then you've got these like spotlights on these here. So like now we can fly at night too, legally. And then between this, so it creates like a bubble around the drone. It's like this invisible sphere, and that's what protects it. So like, if you get a bird that flies out in front of you, or a grasshopper, or I've had deer jump up in front of it, it'll stop the drone right there. Now, it's not perfect. We've had pit stuff before, but generally speaking, that's the safety mechanism. Oh yeah, yeah. And this one actually holds real hard. Some of them have a little bit of a slow stop to them, but my first couple years, we had dragonflies, real bad dragonflies, and you get one dragonfly fly 15 feet in front of it, it'd stop the drone right in its tracks. It was getting to be aggravating, honestly, but yeah. These are the antennas that reach back to your RC. That's all they do, just like a remote control car, basically. But all the brains and everything are in here, so they're actually pretty smart, just of what they're capable of doing. It can compensate for wind and your amount of your chemical and your terrain, and on all of those types of things. So generally, like, you set up a field, and if you're spraying fungicide, which usually is about 2 gallons per acre is what you're putting down, so it's considered low volume, and then it monitors that, and it distributes it correctly. So yep, yep, yep. And then, like, it knows when it's empty, or when it's getting about empty, and it knows how much acres it can do, whatever's got in there. Like, everything is censored and monitored as far as that goes. And these are different too, because like when we first started, it was just regular, like, sprayer tips, like T-jet nozzles, but now they're autonomy atomizers. So it's a disc in there, and it spins it, and then you can control your droplet size on the fly. So if you need something a little bit bigger droplets, or smaller droplets, which are measured in microns, you can do that on the fly, because different products require different droplet sizes. There's a whole science to it. picture of your map. For whatever reason, though, it's not, the field's not showing up, but you would see this overlaid. So I just kind of made a little strip out here that will run. And then here's like your settings. Like, so right now it's at 1 GPA, but we're going to go ahead and bump that up just so we can unload it. But normally, oh, so now I got to take my speed down because of the overall rate. So we'll go ahead and we'll slow it down just because of the wind and then the small area. Because this drone likes to be like in like big, like, you know, big fields. Because then it
like over there.
Yeah, yeah, and it'll go 45 miles an hour. It's a fast one. So we'll bump this up, and then
That's good.
that's good. And then then we'll run with it, and then we'll try to upload.
So it's looking at the field right there.
Droplet size is set successfully.
All right, and then then you'll press start. And these things can be autonomous as you want them, or you can manually fly them too. It just depends on the job. So then go ahead and swipe that over.
Unlock.
It's all doing it by itself right now.
I can feel it come back, the wind.
Let's run it again.
I'd like to let it finish it. No, I want to stand right here. When it comes down, I want to be away.
We got a ratchet strap. We can put you on there.
I don't even like. I don't even like getting up there.
Well, you and me are the same. That's here. You go ahead and take your controller.
Nah, I hold.
So this one's just that swipe, and then it's gonna go.
Unlock. Return. Work finished.
See what it's doing here. So it's gonna go.
Flight is restricted. Please take over manually. Automatic landing lock.
So this little field here, we just had two. You see these green lines? It was small, so it just had two swaths. So we stopped it earlier because we noticed issues with the autonomizers and brought it in. But then it remembered where it stopped. So whenever you executed again, it went back and picked up that other row. Does that make sense? Yeah.
So it automatically knows where to go.
Yep. Yep. And
So don't miss any.
there's actually a lot of programming down on the side, like even on how it handles the end rows and stuff. So that's part of our task with them was to like give feedback and stuff like that. So um, it's really important on a day's efficiency and on the efficacy of your product application how an end row is treated and stuff like that too. So how it flies into the end. Um, yeah. So like early drones, like it would do like a stop, and then it would do. Actually, some of the drones never change directions, and some change directions. Um, but all of that comes down just to the overall efficiency. So that's what you're seeing there. You know, you can that can be a no spray zone to where, you know, it won't stop. It'll just stop spraying. So they've become way more efficient. So like when I started, like you got you got 100 acres that day, man. You were excited, but now 7.5 minutes of flight time. So with this tank at 2 GPA, you can unload it and do 20 acres on one flight, which is about 7 minutes. Traditionally, with the other drones and down, it was about equal. You were having about 6 or 7 minutes of flight time and